Real quick, I've been wanting to do this all week, and I believe the Lord has led me to do it now, and it allowed me to do it now before the Sabbath. Just an advisory for South Carolina. Trump will be in Pickens, South Carolina tomorrow campaigning, and that is northwest of the Greenville, South Carolina area. I'm very familiar with that area. And it's got a very large, in the immediate Greenville area and even areas around it, north of it, in parts of that part of North Carolina at the border, and all the way towards Charlotte, and on down closer to the middle of the state where Piedmont is. Piedmont is a big Messianic Jewish congregation, which I was actually at, and I don't lie, didn't like it. But just telling you, there is a connection between Messianic Judaism and Trump's campaign stop tomorrow at Pickens. There are pockets of Messianic Jewish communities in these areas, all the way from Charlotte on west past above Greenville, but in North Carolina, more towards you get up to Greensboro and Winston-Salem. There'll be a lot of those communities there too. I think a lot of those communities are going to converge on Pickens, South Carolina tomorrow. And blessings to you, Awakened World. I believe it's what I believe about Trump. Everywhere you see Trump going to go for a campaign stop, he's going to bring judgment right with it. Judgment's going to come right with it. I'm going to show you the sign here tonight. Times. And that red thing below it is JEWE. I'm sorry. The red thing below it is WEJL. I don't know what WEJL means in relation to this, if it's going to mean anything. But see, these white lights are not always on. But when these white lights do come on, they're using this as a NEXRAD tower, and they're trying to stir up a storm. That's what I believe. Every time these white lights come on, a storm is going to happen. Or something going to happen. Something going to get stirred up. But that's your sign here tonight in Scranton. WEJL in red. And there's your times. And what does the book of Daniel say? Times, time, and half a time. And we're towards that time. And you hear hell's bell. Hell's bell. Remember, hell's bell is Jezebel. Now I'm going to walk back toward the Sabbath spot, but I just want you to see kind of like what I'm looking at right now as I walk towards my Sabbath spot. And Brother Dawid will be there waiting for time, and it's behind the trees. It'll show back up again. There it is again. And, you know, it's very good spots for us to be able to stay. Amos chapter 9. Amos chapter 9 is a key passage talking about what would happen to Israel and what's going to happen to the world rulers who think they're going to get away from God, who think they're going to hide. Part of that passage says that even if you are able to get away and hide, I'm going to command serpents. I'm going to command serpents after you. Please look at that in the community post. There's the moon. That moon is sort of turning into a red blood moon. I want you to look at this. This moon is starting to turn into a red blood moon, but it's more from the smoke than it is from a real red blood moon. Now the camera's not showing this as well as I can see it, but this is becoming a red blood moon. And if this becomes, and blessings to you, Awakened World in the UK, it's not a full moon. It's close to it. There will probably be there'll be a full moon Sabbath next week, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, is what I'm thinking. Maybe even sooner. But last, you know, the video that I showed from last year's May red blood moon in Morgantown, West Virginia, had a lot of stalking with it. A lot of organized stalking was on a red blood moon day that night in May in Morgantown, West Virginia. I want you to go back and watch that video if you ain't already seen it. Then all the other, I get lots of footage of stalking. I got lots more of it. I can't put it all up. I hope you all have enough proof. Now, Trump will be in Pickens, South Carolina. There's your plane right there. The airport is that way. That airport's going towards Wilkes-Barre, but I believe it is. But everywhere Trump's going to go, I do believe judgments are going to come to those places where he comes after a delay of time. And I do believe the elite are going to plan it that way so they can begin this internal revolution. They want this thing going for, it's close to a full moon, but it's really not. There's a sliver to the left that the camera footage does not show. But that's not really a full moon, all right? And then I know you couldn't help that because it looks like one on the camera, but it's really not. There's a sliver to the left that is due it, and I'll try to see a more defined view to show you. I can show you proof of that. There, see, you'll be able to see more of the proof. It's not quite a full moon. It will be in about 3 or 4 days, but there it is. But I have seen a lot of images of in rocks. I have seen a lot of images in rocks, and JOO-LYE can testify to this. And they were shaped in the state of South Carolina. And some of them even had North Carolina with it, including Charlotte. I do believe that when you got the hurricane season coming, a lot of calamities and disasters are going to occur in these states. These are going to follow Trump wherever he goes. And I want you to look in the community post. He'll be in Pickens, South Carolina. And I'm going to show you, you go watch that video that I put in the community post on this channel. And you're going to see the incredible idolatry towards Trump. And there's already people, they've been sitting there since early this morning, and they're going to sleep there tonight and wake up in the morning just to go see this Trump. And I'll try to give you a better view of the moon now, right up in here. Go watch the video in the community post, and you know, the book of Daniel is going to start kicking off rather well. There's the moon. This moon is becoming a slightly red blood moon, more orangey, but more metallic because of the chemicals that are in the air from the smoke that's coming from Canada. And we know why the smoke is really being there. More likely because the pit's being opened, or some fires being started that shouldn't be started. But there it is. Blessings to you, Angela. Yeah, you know better now. Well, blessings to you. I'm glad to see you back. I hope y'all got to watch the video last night. We shot live stream about whether or not the doctrine of the Trinity was true. And trying to get a good focus on it. But I was going to say something. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, JOO-LYE, you got your shofar?
I do.
Get your shofar. You got it ready?
Trying to get the tent in a position again.
Okay, well, could you get the shofar while I'm on live so we can have a Shabbat Shalom?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of Trump idolatry is so intense for these rallies. Like, I think a lot of you knew that last year while we were in Pittsburgh, we were trying just to venture over to Westmoreland County and we were going to try to go there on our bikes. And then our bikes started breaking down right before the rally. There was an instance of FBI tampering of the bikes. We were going to go preach in front of the rally as peacekeepers to tell people that either side of the paradigm ain't going to do you no good. Well, the FBI was sure to stop that, and they would have stopped me from getting a ticket too. They were going to stop us at every point. But now in South Carolina, see, Westmoreland County is going to be judged. Pennsylvania is going to be judged too. Because I know that part of land is in a valley. I believe it's in a valley if you look up Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. I do believe that's more like a flat land, more in a valley. And I think this place over here in Pickens, South Carolina is going to be very much like it. I don't know, it could be on a mountain, but I know Westmoreland County is going to be more on a flat plain. I tell you, the judgments of God are going to fall upon these places who bring Trump in, and Trump's not even going to know it's happening that way, because he really does want people to support him. But we're going to go read the book of Amos chapter 9. When you think you're going to hide, blessings to you, Aldo. When you think you're going to hide, Amos 9 has the answer for you. If you try to hide, he's going to command the serpents in the cleft of the rocks to bite you. The book of Amos chapter 9 will clarify in the book of Revelation when it says that they're going to hide in the clefts of the rocks, and they're going to say, rocks fall on us. Because I think Amos 9 makes the reason why a lot more clear. Now, this isn't going to be a long live stream, but I thank you all for being on for such a short live stream. I'll okay, we're going to show you the moon, and Dowie's going to blow the shofar for Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right, Angela, blessings to you. Glad you could be here for a little bit. Glad you stopped by. I can't believe you got roommates, but hey, if you got them, you got them. I pray that will work out well. If you got thumbs up, please give thumbs up. Like I said before, trouble will follow these places where Trump has been. I believe there will be a time delay, but I do believe that trouble will follow these towns where Trump has been. It won't be right away, but, you know, one of these, yes, I pray you can reach them. There could be some, I can't say it, like, you got to understand the language. There might be some FFs that follow these rallies. And I believe there could be an FF tomorrow. There could be an FF tomorrow, July the 1st, in Pickens, South Carolina. Now, like I told you, I've been in those areas of the Carolinas. By the way, that's where I started out in 2018, 2019, so I would know. In 2019, I was in South Carolina most of the year, and North Carolina another part of the year, another significant part of the year. And I was in Charlotte, and I was in Greenville, and I was in some of these parts even west of Charlotte, in Gastonia, and even other places right below Charlotte. So I believe I'd know what I'm talking about. A lot of Messianic Jewish communities in this area. And by the way, you think you're going to hide? You evil rulers, you think you're going to hide? In the clefts of the rocks, God's going to send the serpents to bite you and stick you with the same venom you're trying to get other people with. The snake bites. You're going to get snake bitten. You're going to be found out. Yep. And y'all do the dates the different way. There could be an FF tomorrow. And you know what I mean by FF. Don't type it, but you know what I mean by FF. But that could happen tomorrow. And if I can get some thumbs up, please give some thumbs up. There could be an FF tomorrow. You just don't know yet. But I'm beginning to believe it could happen. Anything can happen at these Trump rallies. And if I at least call it out, I can maybe even prevent it from happening. Because I think the words of the prophets can give a little more time. But if they choose, South Carolina will not repent. That place, much like Texas, much like Utah, will not repent. They are the states that shut out the homeless more than any of the other ones I know. Again, please give me some thumbs up. Got some clouds starting to cover the moon. And like I told you before, on that, and then more, hey, there's something down here. There it is right there. Let's see, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for a reference point. There's a airliner right there. There it is. See it? Okay, yeah. So, see that? There it is. And the moon and the clouds are beginning to cover the moon up.
I saw some interesting cloud formations.
He saw some interesting cloud formations.
Looked somewhat like dragons.
That look like dragons. And please watch the video on the Revelation 6:2 rainbow that could emulate the Greek word toxin. Go watch that video from last week.
Those principalities are still maintaining their spiritual form.
And that's where the moon is.
Yeah.
Now the camera's not going to be as good, but anyway, just a Shabbat Shalom to you. The moon's beginning to come back out. You see it? It's beginning to come back out. It's not a full moon. There's a sliver, there's a little piece missing from the left, a little sliver. The right side is filled in with a sliver to the left. And so there will be a full moon, probably sometime in the next couple or few days. There'll be probably a Sabbath on Monday night or Tuesday even. Tuesday night, but I'm not sure. That'll be a one-day Sabbath it's a one-day Sabbath you keep, I believe.
Yeah, it's a day Sabbath.
It's a day Sabbath that you keep beside the weekly. Be quiet for a moment. It's a one-day Sabbath. The full moon is a one-day Sabbath. Then the weekly Sabbath. Then you got a new moon, which you can barely see. That's the 3-day Sabbath. So we don't keep enough Sabbaths. I can say that's legalism, but look how many people got to take pain pills because they don't obey the laws of God. Got to go to the doctor for it.
It's interesting to note the weekly Sabbath tends to be an evening and a day.
An evening and a day.
That's the weekly Sabbath. The other Sabbaths, like the full moon, is a day Sabbath. I guess is what I'm getting out of it. And then of course there's the 3-day, 3-night new moon Sabbath.
Right, yeah. So anyway, we're here for our Sabbath. We're planted, we're well fed, we're provided for. If anybody can contribute to PayPal in any way, please do so. Thank you for our contributor who's on here from last night. There's that sign of the times again. I don't know if I can really show it to you really well, but it's right behind here. I didn't realize that was the location of it, but I showed it to you earlier. You'll have to go to the very beginning of the video to see it from further away in the field. But we're going to shut down the live stream. Shabbat Shalom. Read the book of Amos, chapter 9. The world rulers are not going to hide. NOAH-HYDE, RAW-HYDE. Give it a try. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Aldo. Awaken World, Angela, and anybody else who's going to see this later. And by the way, that sign does say WEJL in the red part. Look at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to sign out. Shabbat Shalom to everybody.